pre-KVK training event and the pre-KVK Marauder event. This is what is going to be in this video. I'm just going to train a bunch of troops. As you notice, my point is over 19 million. I have trained over a million troops in this pre-KVK event, and I have killed a bunch of Marauders. So first, let's see the troops training, and after that, I'm going to show you a couple of chest openings. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdom video. My name is Legendary and today we're gonna do some training for the pre-KVK event. After that, we're gonna enjoy some more other chest openings, which some of my friends have already done, and I'm just gonna make sure to post them on the screen. I'm a big hoarder, so I'm gonna kind of save mine. I still haven't decided yet, but first, let's go and let's train some troops. Because is there a lot of troops to train? Oh hell yeah. I'm about 127 million power right now, and I started training T5 because first I just cared to get some points. After that, I just want to make sure I get more troops for KVK. When is the best time to train troops? This is kind of the best time when you want to train troops because we have a 15% rune. I'm also with Germany civilization. We have a kingdom buff. I have Duke on. I'm in an alliance that have the Shrine and Relic with 10 plus 5% training speed. Holy moly, scrappy I have them all. Now, before you want to go ahead and you want to train a bunch of troops, you probably want to know how the hell do you get the kingdom buff? Probably you're a new player. First of all, you need a temple. If your kingdom didn't conquer the temple and you don't have a king, then it's pretty much impossible to have a kingdom buff. After you have a king, you'll also be able to request duke. But like in most kingdoms, I do have to tell you that nobody will keep duke on you for a very long time. 5, 6, 7 minutes, maybe. The reason being that is because the buff is only 4 hours. It costs gems, and many times kings are not very happy to do that. But it is what it is. It costs some gems. So they do the buff, which is I don't know, 2000, 2500 gems, something like that. And you can request for duke. In my kingdom, we queue up and you get 5 minutes. This is how much you got. So pretty much I had to train as fast as I could in 5 minutes. That's why I'm using 22,000 reserves. And you're probably noticing how fast all things go, including speed ups. Look at that. They're just flying away. All the speed ups. Fly like an eagle to my destiny. My plan was to try to get as close as possible to my initial troops count. When I first started this account, I spent a lot. And believe me, when I say a lot, I'm really saying a lot. So my troops count when I went in the first KVK was 9.7 million. And you wanna know something? I have never reached that amount of troops since then. Does that sound very crazy? Oh yes, it freaking does. 9.7 million troops. I'm at 60 million dead, so probably that explains a lot. From the first KVK to my 5th or 6th KVK that I'm going now. I mean, this is 4th KVK Light versus Darkness, but that because I migrated. So I think this is my no, this is my 6th KVK. How about that? Yeah, that's pretty crazy when you think about it. 16 million dead troops. My god. How many troops I would have had now with those 16 million? Yeah, pretty insane, isn't it? 22,000 reserve. This is the best time when you want to use reserve. When you have the Duke title, this is why even on my alt, I always save those reserves for this kind of moments. Because this is the unique times to profit the most out of your training speed when you get the Duke. That's another 10%. That's huge. Trust me when I tell you this. Another 10%, it is. It takes me 15 days, or well, I'm training tier 4 now, so it's 10 days and a couple of hours. So I'm pretty much done with training the T5s, and now I'm just pumping in some T4 because I need tier 4. And now I just said, okay, one more T5 for the road. probably something like that, and another T5. And then I decided to pop in like 3 T5 boosts just to have them ready, just to, click them whenever I want to get them done, and that was it. So after my first training, I was at rank 9 with 13.8 million points. Here is the second training part, and I've upgraded a couple of tier 2 and tier 3, but I just don't want to bore you with that part, so I'm just going to skip with the part where I'm going to use reserves. Alright, so now I'm just waiting for the Duke. On this part of the video, I'm just training tier 4. We only have today a 10% training rune, so I decided that it's much better to use tier 4 troops. So I used 36 reserves of 10,000, and I want to pop in a bunch of more tier 4 cavalry because I know that's what I'm going to use a lot in rallies. So let's go ahead and let's train some. 5 days and 16 hours, and that's 12,000 troops. That's a pretty good training speed up, considering it's only at 10%. This is the reason I'm Germany right now for that purpose, because I'm training a lot of troops. So when you want to train a lot of troops, it does worth it to switch the civilization. And how do I change the civilization? I use the credits from the Alliance shop. It's the best way. It's 2 million credits. What else can you use those credits for? So a lot of people just buy speed ups, but I think it's wrong. I think the value is not very good. You're probably noticing that I'm using a 1 minute speed up for a couple of seconds, but every second matters because I only have this buff for 5 minutes. So if I don't rush and I don't just speed through this uh, training, like just go as fast as possible into this training, I would just lose the Duke. And then what's the point? Just for a couple of minutes of speed ups because I just waited a couple of seconds, right? I'm just saying. Just in case you're wondering why waste a 1 minute speed up for 5 seconds, is because you win on the long run. Because you want to make sure that you finish your training, so that if they don't take the Duke, that 10% training speed up means a lot more than a couple of minutes, especially when you do reserves. You save a lot. If you're wondering if it takes less speed ups to go with the reserves, it's the same speed ups, but the problem is the Duke. In any kingdom, nobody will keep Duke on you for 1 hour to go training 2000 at a time. That's the main reason of the reserves. That's why they are so good. So I've trained a bunch of cabs. Now I plan to train a bunch of infantry. You're noticing that I'm at 126 million power. I started at 117. Oof, power going up as well. Training troops. And another thing to mention, training tier 4 is not so expensive in resources. Besides that, is less speed ups than the tier 5. Less speed ups, less resources, and you're pretty much killing the same amount. This is the reason why I trade tier 4. I trade tier 4 for KVK. These are troops that will die in rallies, troops that will die in garrisons, and so on. Now I waited a second on this one. I'm not sure why. I think that tier 5 have a value, but they're also very expensive to keep killing them. So I like to feel battle with T5s and just, kill tier 4, because that's why I have the resources that I have. Now, if you're not able to get the amount of resources I do, feel battling with T4 just makes more sense because they are way cheaper, especially in gold, in resources. To heal tier 4 is much cheaper. Tier 5 is very expensive, but that's why I have the amount that I have, and that's why I prefer to have and gather all this amount of resources, just because it's worth it. I was lagging at this moment for some reason, and I have no idea why. So I want to make sure that they won't take the Duke, and at least queue up those two, and then finish up training my archers. This is the last batch of training, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna check the amount of troops that I have after this. Because I was mentioning at the beginning of the video that in my first KVK I had 9.7 million troops. Let's see how close I got to that amount. I used the reserve for siege. Kill me now. How could I do such a mistake? So I have my T5s that I want to have 4 Arc of Osiris and Osiris Lake plus a little bit extras. The reason I've trained a little bit extras is because when you're on the battlefield in the KVK and you really need to join a garrison or you really need to join a rally, I'm not gonna just send my march home and then bring tier 4s. You know, if that's gonna be the situation and it happens, I'm just gonna pour in some T5. So that's the reason I trained extra to be able to afford to lose like 100 to 100k of T5s above the tier 4 troops that I want to sacrifice for KVK. So I hope that makes sense. But about 1.5 infantry, 1.5 archers, and 2 million calves, I'm not gonna go lower than that in tier 5. Everything else in tier 4, they can go. When I finished training, I was rank 22, so I hope you enjoyed at least the picture that I have posted. In this, what some of my members managed to achieve and acquire, and I was pretty surprised what some of them got. Right, yo, until next time, this is your boy Geroni signing off. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one. Stay safe out there and thank you for watching. Peace out, yo, and take care. Stay safe, my friends. Very, very important these days.